did a few videos a couple months ago about the auto pre-approved process through Navy Federal, and I get a couple questions about it, and so today I'm going to answer some of those questions in this video. Let's get into it. Hey guys, I'm Tasha from the Major Change Group, where we believe small changes can create big results. And if this is your first time on the channel, welcome. We talk about credit, budgeting, student loans, and everything in between. So I got the Hyundai Tucson for $20,000 with a 2.19% interest rate through Navy Federal Credit Union. Y'all, I am loving the car so much right now with the remote start, the backup camera, and I was not good at backing up before this, and even with a backup cam, I'm still not that good. I'm getting better. I bumped into something and it already scraped it just a little bit, so I'm like, oh my gosh. And then the heated seats and everything, so I'm loving the car so far. I don't even have 1,000 miles on the car yet in 2 months, and I made one payment so far on the car. Now, a lot of the questions that I got was around your credit check, your credit score, the income verification, and then the check that Navy Federal sends you. So first we're going to start with the credit check. And the first question was, do I know what credit bureau Navy Federal is going to pull your credit from? Now, first I want to say, if you have freezed any of your credit through either TransUnion, Equifax, or Experian, I would unfreeze your credit because on the one hand, you don't know which credit bureau they're going to use, but I can say they did use TransUnion. Now, we all know that Navy Federal also has an internal credit score that they use. And for myself, I had been with Navy Federal about a year at the time that I had purchased my car. And I have a checking account, a savings account, and I have the Navy Federal flagship credit card, which is my favorite. So I did have a relationship with the credit union before I did. At the time that Navy Federal pulled my credit score, they did pull it from TransUnion, and my score at the time was a 680, which takes me into my second question. What credit score do you need to get a good interest rate? And I would say this can be tricky, but I have another comment from David, and he shares some of the same thought process that I do. And you can always check out some of my videos that I did previously on the Credit Score Explained. And even he suggests before you even start a pre-approved process, and this could be for a car loan, a house, or even for a credit card, you want to check your credit score from all three credit bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, and see, okay, where's your score? What is your credit utilization? What is your inquiries? How many inquiries do you have on your account? Because all of those things are going to impact your credit score. But I would say a 680, that's fair. Anything over a 720 most likely can give you a better interest rate. But we have to think as well, with it being Navy Federal, they do not use any of the same rules that, like if I would have got financed through the dealership and I had a 680 credit score, it's no way that I would have been able to get the lowest interest rate of 2.19% for 60 months. So I got a $20,000 loan through Navy Federal with a 2.19% interest rate for 60 months. Now you'll have to go onto the site and it'll tell you, depending on how long you have your loan for. So you can get 36 months, 60 months, 72 months. I want to say you can go all the way up to 96 months, but that'll change what your interest rate is. But for 60 months, I actually got the lowest interest rate that you could get, which is great. But I don't know that that would be the case if you went through either another bank or even at the dealership. So being with Navy Federal definitely has its perks. But I would say the main thing is to look at your credit score and see where you can improve it first and then do the pre-approved process. Because on the one hand, it's not really as cut and dry, because I tried to get that internal score from Navy Federal and they wouldn't give it to me because they said that's something that they only use within Navy Federal. The next question that I got was, did the credit check hit my credit report immediately? Because she's afraid that she will get a denied for the auto loan through Navy Federal. And so first I will say, it didn't hit it immediately, but it will hit your credit report. So that is one. So going back to what I was just saying, you do want to check to see how many inquiries that you have on your account. And I think I might have had 3 at the time, but it didn't hinder me. I still got the lowest interest rate. And then she said that she's worried about that she'll be denied. I would say that I don't really know that people just deny you unless you have a low credit score. So I'm going to say this for banks or credit unions. I don't really think that they just deny you unless you just have a horrible credit score, but it can impact your interest rate. Now, I would say that the banks and the credit unions, where they're going to get their money is, especially at the bank. When you go to the dealership, they want you to put money down, and then they want you to, if you have a low credit score, you're going to have a high interest rate. And you'll have to go on to the Loan You Later, because I love this app, because it'll tell you, okay, like whatever your interest rate is, it'll tell you how much at the end of your loan did you end up paying for your interest rate. And so you want to pay as least at the end of the loan in interest as you can. So, you know, I'm going to try my car loan at 60 months. If I can pay it in 30 months or less, that'll be better, because that'll be the less interest that they get out of me. So, yeah. So, I think that you'll get approved. But the thing is, you just don't know what your interest rate is going to be. And that is the most important. But everybody feels different about this. Some people don't care what their interest rate is as long as they get the car. But for me, that was not the case. My main thing was, what is my interest rate going to be? Now, the next question that I got was around the income verification piece. Now, when you start the pre-approved process through Navy Federal, the first thing they're going to ask you is, how much do you want your loan for? Are you going to get gap insurance? And then the next, are you going to have a cosigner? And then the next question is going to be verifying your income. So what is your annual income? And then 2, what is your rent or mortgage payment? Now, since you are a member at Navy Federal, and like me, I have my checking account, my savings account, and I have my Navy Federal flagship account, you really, I guess, don't have to do any, send in any information to verify the income, because on the one hand, they have all the information. You know, they can go into your accounts to see, okay, how much money she has coming in and all that. And then I guess if they need further verification, then possibly they can ask you to send in some information. But I can say for myself, I did not have to send any information in, because in an instance, they can get all of your information. So I would not worry about that. Now, the next question was around the actual check that you get mailed. So this is going to be after they ask you, you know, how much do you want to get? Are you going to have a cosigner? Do you want a new or used car? Do you want gap insurance? And things of that nature. Now, even for me, I didn't get approved immediately. My application had to go through a further review. Now, even with the further review, I didn't have to mail anything in. They just had to do a further review. But I was not, it was like I was kind of scared, but I wasn't, because I knew that she said that they was going to mail me a check between 1 to 2 days. So in my mind, since they were going to mail me a check, even though they was going to do a further review, I knew that I would get approved. But the only thing is, I didn't know what my interest rate was going to be. So then they mailed me a check, certified mail. It took maybe 2 days, because I don't live close to a Navy Federal branch. It's in Clarksville, so that's over an hour drive. So I just got them to mail it to me. And once I got the check, so what she told me was, so I opted for $20,000. So my loan actually was for $20,299, because I added gap insurance. But on the actual check that they sent me, it says cannot exceed $20,000. So the question was, let's say I got a check for $20,000, and if I didn't use the whole $20,000, what'll happen? Nothing will happen. So I got the check, I went to the dealership, my car was for exactly $20,000, but let's say that it was for $19,000. So if it was for $19,000, when the dealership calls the credit union, they're going to tell them exactly how much you're going to finance, and then Navy Federal do all that. So on the check, it just says don't exceed whatever the amount is. Now, they did, when I got the pre-approved, they did tell me if I feel like, let's say you're going out shopping and everything, and then I found one for 25,000, then I would have to call them back and they would send me another check. Now I'm pretty sure that you might have to go through, maybe if it's some kind of other process. I don't know, because I didn't do that because I knew that I didn't want to go over 20,000. But the way that she made it sound was that it wasn't going to be too bad of a process to get another check. And I'm pretty sure it depends on, if it's just 5,000. But if I went maybe 10 or 15,000, possibly I would have maybe had to go through another pre-approved process and things of that nature. But I didn't do that. So as long as you don't go over, well, you can't go over whatever the amount was that you got approved. But if you need to, you can always call them to get another check. And so the thing is, I could have got a car for 15,000, and when the dealership called them, my loan would only be for 15,000, although I got pre-approved for 20,000. So it doesn't matter what's on the check as long as you don't go over that amount. You just want to stay at the amount or lower. And then when the dealership calls Navy Federal, then they'll let you know, they'll let Navy Federal know, okay, she either got it for 15,000, and then that's how much the loan for. If it was 19.5, then that's how much my loan would have been for. That's just the pre-approved process. And then after that, so once I had went to the dealership, they called Navy Federal. They did everything. And then I think it was maybe 2 days later, then I got like a message through the app, or even a text message or something to go through the app. And then I finished the approval process through the app. So it is like this process, not that I've ever had a horrible process with a car buying experience, because even when I got my last car, I mean, it was really easy. But this process, either I was on the phone, and then even the dealership was on the phone with Navy Federal, and then the rest of it I did in the app. So everything you're either going to do on the phone or in the app, unless you are close to a Navy Federal branch. But I'm not near a Navy Federal branch, so I did everything on the phone or in the app. So it was a seamless process. If you have any further questions, always you can drop down in the comments and let me know. I always try to make sure that I answer everybody's comment. And also, drop down in the description. You can always get my free budget and debt repayment template. I have my 2021 budget planner that you can purchase on Etsy for $21 if you're interested. So please like, subscribe, share with a friend, turn on your notification bell so that you'll be the first to be notified when new content comes out. And until next time.
It's not a game, it's a